Hey guys, Master Show here, and we're on week 3 of goal setting. So now we're going to start taking the action plan and putting it to paper. So you've got the homework you're going to do here. There's also another paper on the website. It's called a 90-day planner and a weekly focus sheet. And I'd highly recommend you get those printed and we start teaching you how to use them. The 90-day planner is going to help you outline what you're going to cover over the next quarter. The weekly planner is going to help you with your weekly action items. So for your younger people, things that you guys may be working on at a lower level, maybe your chore list, starting to do chores at home to build responsibility, reading every day, doing your martial arts practice every day. These are the kind of things. If you're playing soccer, same thing. You're going to have to put touches on the ball. You're going to have to understand how to do that, because if you don't, your ball handling drills, your footwork, all those things are not going to be as proficient as you need them to be to climb to that next level. So the things on this sheet that I want you guys to pay attention to today is that it pays to plan ahead. So, when you look at, and on the sheet it'll talk about Noah's Ark. Noah didn't wake up one day and be like, okay, I put this thing together, what do I do now? There was a reason why he was planning way ahead. What did he need? How much food did he need? How much hay did he have? All these things, all these planning that has to go ahead. And same thing with your martial arts instruction. We don't take the two-step method on the mat and say, okay, what are we teaching today? All that stuff is planned way in advance, a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years in advance. So when you're looking at stuff, even if you want to be a horticulturist or you want to be a landscaper, when you're looking at doing landscaping design, you can't just say, yeah, I'm just going to plant some grass or a flower. You have to plan ahead of time to when you plant a tree. How is that tree going to go up? What is it going to look like in 10 years? What is it going to block? What is it not going to block? Are the roots going to be too close to the sidewalk or the driveway? These are things you have to do. It's no different than when we're planning for all the stuff we do. The reason why your belts are up on the wall is to give you a guideline and a path about where you're at. Dwight D. Eisenhower said, when I'm preparing for a battle, I've always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. So what he means by that is that the plans don't always go the way we need them to go, but we have to have a plan. And we can always pivot from there once we get to that part. Another thing we can do is, Sun Tzu is The Art of War, and I highly recommend you read that book. So when you get old enough, if you're not old enough yet, read that book. The general who wins the battle makes many calculations in his temple before the battle is fought. The general who loses makes few calculations beforehand. And that's Sun Tzu in The Art of War. To be successful, you must plan ahead. You've got to plan ahead on everything. So for you younger people, how do we plan ahead on things that are going to help us? So at nighttime when you're going to bed, so let's say you're in kindergarten, first, second, even in middle school or high school, you want to be successful, you need to plan ahead. What do I need tomorrow? Because one thing for you elementary school students, when you get into middle school and high school, way different gameplay. Middle school has classes, you have 7 to 8 classes a day. And we get into high school or college, you may have a different schedule of classes each day. And so you've got to plan way in advance to make sure you've got all your materials, you've got your books, your homework's done, whatever it is you need to go into that class and be successful. So and even like here in the academy, the one reason why we put up on the board what we're covering for the entire month is so you can see what we're covering on a different day. So if you want to practice before you get here so you're better prepared, that's a great way to do it. To be truly successful, the plan must not be static and rigid. It has to be pliable. It has to flow so that you know that if I need to make a small adjustment, I'm not so stuck to the plan that I'm just going to, drive. It's like if you're driving next to the shoreline and you realize the road's going to run out. Well, if you don't turn left, you're going to go off the cliff, right? We have to be able to make those adjustments. So if plan A fails, switch to plan B. Plan B fails, switch to plan C. You need to be planning that far in advance. So as I was saying a minute ago, if you're a student right now, if you're in elementary school, the things you need to focus on is make sure that your backpack has everything in it. You need to make sure that you're putting out your clothes the night before. So that way, if for any reason the alarm clock goes off, you're late, you're not panicking trying to find things and get everything ready so you can get out the door and go to school. If you're doing these things way in advance, it reduces your stress level and it really helps you stay focused and you're not getting sidetracked or not getting discouraged because something didn't go right that day. So another thing I want you to work on too is not having so much pride that if you fail at something that you just get discouraged and it's like, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to make any changes. That's not a good way to look at it. You can't have that much pride. A successful leader must continually study their plan and determine if a change is needed. The longer a leader allows an event to go on that is not according to plan, the farther off desired path the plan will become. Be vigilant with your goals and open to suggestion or change and action steps are needed. Do not be prideful, but seek counsel and guidance. And that's what your success circle's for. That's what your mentors are for. They're getting you where you need to be at and help guiding you through that path. So that later on in life, you now become the mentor and the leader to help them where they need to be at. This is Master Show signing off on week 3. I'll see you guys for week 4. Bye.